really efficient on offense, but it seems like for whatever reason, fourth quarter hasn't been quite as sharp. Have you guys kind of pinpointed what you need to do to be able to close out games a little bit better?
Yeah, I think it just comes down to the little things like knowing the situations. At those point in the game, or at those points in the game, the most important thing to do is just keep getting first downs to keep the clock moving, keep the ball out of the opposition's hands. So we just got to be cleaner in terms of knowing where the sticks are and just playing clean football. Not turning over the ball, not giving the defense opportunities to put their hands on the ball and things like that.
We'll go to Edgar.
Kyle, do you keep an eye on what goes on around the rest of the league?
In terms of what?
Do you watch games, see scores?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm a fan of football, so I watch all the games or as much as I can.
Are you kind of shocked to see how the offenses are just running roughshod over all the defenses in the SEC, which is a league long known for having great defense?
I mean, yeah, kind of. That's something that came up across my mind, watching all the games. There was a lot of high-scoring games, which is not what a lot of people expect, like you said, especially in the SEC.
Yeah, so on this team in particular, I mean, it's happening everywhere, I guess is what I'm getting at. But how do you guys kind of stay the course and keep bond together on the same page? I asked Jeremiah about this the other day about if this kind of, finger pointing sometimes occurs when one side of the ball is performing and the other isn't. You've been there for that years ago.
Well, I mean, that's the last thing you want to do is finger pointing because, at the end of the day, you're still on the same team. The game on Saturday was a game that we should have won, and, just a few plays, decided the game. If we just play clean football there at the end, we're 3-0 right now. So, moving forward, we're just going to reflect on the game and, how we can keep improving. And it's just going to make us stronger and, better moving forward.
Were you on the other side of that a couple years ago? Sorry, just to follow up. Were you on the other side of that? I mean, 16-ish, 17. I mean, the defense played well a lot of those games, and the offense just couldn't do much.
I mean, yeah, there was definitely some very strong defenses. I mean, you look at the guys that were on those teams, practically every single one of them is playing in the league right now. So those are definitely some strong defenses. I think we have a very good defense. I just think, I'm not in their meeting rooms or anything, but I know they're going to get it cleaned up, and we're just going to just continue to get better moving forward.
Thank you, Kyle.
Nick Delatorre.
Hey, Kyle, with obviously the way things went last year, you guys had a tough loss at LSU. Is that in your mind this week with them coming home and getting a chance to get a win over them?
Yeah, I mean, that's another game that I think we should have won last year. A play here and there, we let it slip away. So, this year we're just focused on this week and this season as far as that goes, and we're just going to, try to keep improving from week to week, and hopefully we can take another step this week in the right direction.
Are there any plays? You said there's a couple of plays from that game that, if they go the other way, is there any one that sticks out to you off the top of your head?
I mean, there's a couple of plays that, when I'm just evaluating my performance, some reads that I could have made that would have been better, on the 3 and out. And I mean, like I've said before, we have the talent to score every single drive, and if we play clean and execute and take care of the football, there's no excuse to why we can't do that.
And then wanted to ask you about Naquan Wright. He's not someone that we've seen a lot of, but had a really big impact on the game. What is he like, I guess, off the field? Dan said he's kind of quiet.
I mean, he's just a very humble kid, he's just a workhorse, he doesn't complain about anything. He just shows up to work every single day and, he just makes the most of his opportunities, as you see on the past couple Saturdays.
Thanks, Kyle.
All right, we'll go to Cassidy.
Hey, Kyle. Especially after the first 2 weeks of what the offense was able to do you feel like there's a sense of like, well, if something goes wrong, it's not a big deal because we'll still come back? And can that sort of mindset in a game like we saw on Saturday be helpful or detrimental?
I don't know if that's necessarily the mindset. I think our mindset as an offense is just to, like I said, our goal is to score every single time we have the football. And, we look back on some of the drives that we haven't scored on this season, and most of them are from us shooting ourselves in the foot. So, if we just do our job and, everybody does their 111, then we should be able to score every single drive. We have the talent to do so.
You said everybody does their 111?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Just, if everyone does their job, we take care of the football, then we should be able to execute.
Anyone else for Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle, last year's game with LSU, what do you remember about that one? That was a pretty epic game. I'm not sure this will, isn't going to be on that kind of level, but what do you just remember about that? It seemed like a game where you really took a step forward in confidence.
Yeah, I feel like that was a game that, we played pretty clean on offense, and, there at the end, the interception was a huge play for them. That's something that was a turning point in the game. And, that's the things I'm talking about. If we can just take care of the football, then we should be able to beat anybody.
Was that the first, I'm trying to remember the games before it, but was that the first time where you guys really felt like you showed how explosive you could be? That was Kyle Pitts' kind of breakout game, and
I can't.
that was my
I can't
sense.
really,
I don't know if it was yours.
It definitely showed how talented we were on offense. I think the games before that kind of showed that too as well. I can't remember too much off the top of my head off of last season, but I feel like that game was, kind of, in a sense, could have shown people how explosive we were on offense.
Thanks, Kyle.
We'll go back to Cassidy.
Hey, Kyle, the LSU defense this year obviously has given up a lot of points, an SEC record amount of yards. What have you seen from them, and how do you make sure you don't take them lightly on Saturday?
Well, I think that's the last thing you want to do, especially in the SEC, is to take someone lightly, because you can lose to anybody if you're not playing your best football out there every single Saturday. And I think that's one of Coach Mullen's messages from when he first got here. You treat every week the same. You prepare as hard as you can every single week, and that's going to be our focus. And we're just going to keep on trying to get one step better every single week.
Anything specific about their defense that stands out this year, or any I know Stanley's back after missing the first game?
Yeah, they've given up a lot of yards, like you've said, but they still have a lot of great athletes, and this is a huge game for both programs. So I know, they'll be ready to play. We'll be ready to play. So like I said, we're just going to be looking forward to playing clean football and just trying to execute the best level possible and try to get another win.
Thanks, Kyle.
Now, do you feel any added need to score points? I know you don't want to point fingers, but we all know what we see out there. Do you feel like I need to score every drive?
I wouldn't necessarily put it that way, because if that's how you felt, then you end up pointing fingers at each other, and that's not how our team is. At the end of the day, there's either a win or a loss, and either call them as a team together. So, like I said, our goal is to score every single drive, and that's it. You know, it doesn't have to do with how the other side of the ball is performing. You know, you don't want to play good enough to win. You know, we want to play to our standards. So that should be even above the level it is to win. So, you know, if we score every single drive, then we'll be able to beat anybody we play.
All right, anyone else for Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle. Just going back, how much have you developed, maybe just even confidence or physically in the offense since that LSU game? You've had, you know, a bunch of games under your belt since then.
I think I've grown a tremendous amount because just having all that experience. You know, experience is huge at the quarterback position. And being able to play in an environment like that and a hostile environment in Death Valley, that was some huge experience under my belt. Just, you know, when you're talking about SEC football. And yeah, just all of the hundreds of reps that I've gotten since then, you know, I felt good then. I feel even more confident now, just, you know, having that whole almost a year under my belt now.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. I mean, you had a good game, but where was your mindset going into that? You know, you were still a new starter heading into Death Valley, playing the #1 team in the country.
I felt, you know, pretty good. You know, my mindset is I can't worry about the things that don't matter, which is, you know, the crowd's not out there on the field with me. So, you know, it's me and my 10 other guys on the field. So if I just take care of my job, then, you know, the offense should work as good as we planned it.
Well, we hope they don't get on the field. That'd be a disaster.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, guys, anybody else?
Yeah, Kyle,
Right.
now that you've kind of taken it in and had time to reflect, what was it like to go back and play at Texas A&M on Kyle Field, and where does that one kind of rank just in all the different games that you've been able to play in? I know obviously it would have been better if it was a win, but still.
You know, I don't necessarily know where it rates all the time, but it was definitely a pretty cool experience to play in, you know, that stadium that I've been to plenty of times growing up, and just to, you know, play in front of all my family members that are there to watch me. Obviously, like you said, it's not the result we're looking for, but in terms of experiences, I think it was a pretty cool place to play.
All right, thank you, Kyle.